This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I are recording on a Monday, so we are definitely off of our game. But we're drinking some very, very far from Off Color. And we're talking about the events we hit up, the ones we missed, as well as some that are coming up this weekend. All that and more on this week's episode. Here we are, hitting up events, drinking our way through Chicago beer, and trying not to miss a thing.
Yeah, because, the cork popped out, boom, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it.
All you have to do is add some fruit, stir it up, and ride that milkshake wave.
Whenever I see him, I gotta take a photo with the most decorated brewer in Chicago, Jonathan Cutler.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to, every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Sometimes you want a small beer, but really, you want a big beer.
You gotta take in all those big aromatic hops.
Hey, what are you doing this weekend? Waiting in line for a bottle release?
You should have never been a fad. The Black IPA is delicious.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski,
What's up, Brad? I'm Nik White.
and we are right in the gold train. We got some very, very far from Off Color here.
I like your style, man. This is in bottles, but the cans debuted last week. Brad does not fuck around. He's like, we're going cans, tall boy cans.
Let's do it. We gotta check out that new design, the new format from Off Color.
Their artwork style really pops on the can format, so I'm excited for that. Mm-hmm. Right, because on the on the bottle, just the label itself is just a smaller label. It's a smaller font. Everything's smaller.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a better canvas for what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had the little can release this past weekend with this Aqua Predator and Tooth and Claw in cans. I got this and Aqua Predator.
Now, Aqua Predator is the wet hop version of Apex Predator.
I believe so.
Yeah.
They said it's tasting real good.
Yeah.
But I was like, we got to drink the gold on the podcast. So
I mean, it's only right. And then there's two animals in the spaceship, Brad, in the rocket, and they're off, man.
yeah, they also have the same release day. They had some new hats and some other shirts.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was merch with the grain mouse or other things on it.
You want more of the traditional kind of really vintage merch at this point. They're like 5-6 years old.
But I don't want the logo on. I don't mind hats and shirts with a logo, but their mouse is kind of cool and add something else. I want more of that, doing the fun things.
I want to know more about. I want to follow the adventures of the mouse.
Yeah.
I went to Clark Street Ale House recently, and the entire wall, at the wall opposite of the bar, is all dedicated to the mouse. Yeah, the mouse has been on all these adventures. We don't know his name. We can't get merch with him on it. We can't get merch with him doing his thing.
That I know of. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen lots of ones with the Off Color, not even their logo, just letter. It just says Off Color. It's that doesn't really, I don't know, it doesn't scream I need to wear this, but
I had a grain
they got
mouse.
a lot of merch there.
I had a grain mouse zip up when they first dropped. And I don't know where the fuck it's at.
Oh, damn.
It was neat, though. It was just a mouse.
See? Oh, and it was in the corner,
on the breast.
Alligator kind of thing. Yeah.
Right.
See,
Yeah.
I want more of that.
Yeah.
That's just me. Maybe there is, and I didn't see it there. But
God damn it, Brad, you were just there.
I know, but I was there for the beer. I'm not there for shopping.
Yeah. So we are enjoying a Belgian ale with white wine yeast. Mm-hmm. So
and this one in the other Belgian category or something like that, right?
yeah. So there's a Belgian and French style category, and then there's other Belgian beer category. Yeah. So this one for that. So this is a Belgian ale. Yeah. This is looks like there's 4 malts and 3 different hops in this, and a secret yeast blend, Brad.
Secret.
Yeah. Let me see if I can spell this, man. Not spell it. I'll pronounce it. Torulasporia del Bruecki. Probably fucked that up. Anyway, it's a strain of yeast that I've never heard of. So.
Yeah, it says Belgian inspired. It's tasty. It's not something I want to crush all the time for my beer, but it's definitely good and enjoyable. I want to know more about this category. What falls in this other?
Oh, what are other examples of this type of beer?
Yeah, because I don't. it looks like it should be like Pilsner or something with a little more bite or something in my mind, but you have it and you're like, oh, it's interesting. It's a little more complex then.
Angry Birds. That falls in this category.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah.
But Angry Birds is like, isn't that a Belgian single?
Yeah, that's what this is.
That's what this is? Oh, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a Belgian style.
It's a Belgian style ale. So, yeah, to your point, what's the difference between a Belgian style ale and a Belgian single?
Yeah.
We got some homework to do, man.
And is this something else? Because we know Off Color, had a lot of beers that were, styles that people hadn't heard of, and then they changed them to like Belgian style or something else. Wow. I always have more questions than I have answers on the podcast. That's probably the worst way to have a podcast.
It's cool. I mean, especially if we can follow up. So, like last time we had these misses. Angry Birds is a Belgian rye, by the way. So, not the same.
Okay.
Belgian rye IPA, they call it, which is actually kind of smart. So,
okay. See, I felt like
it's dry hopped and it's 30% rye.
Okay. I felt like Angry Birds had more like bite to it, more of a hop kick.
Yeah. This is 6%, and this is so this is beer for folks who like white wine. That's what it's reminiscent of, a nice 6% white wine. Yeah, it's I'd say having it even out of cans, it still reminds me of the Canadian brewery. We had their beers on the show. Yeah, that crew.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit.
It reminds me of that. Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice change of pace. Yeah, and then it even looks like wine in your glass because that big, pretty head, just kind of goes away like instantly. I was looking at Brad's. I'm like, Brad just poured that, but it looks like it's been hanging out.
Right, but you'd never know if you're drinking out of the cans.
We should probably just be drinking out of the cans.
I guess so.
Yeah. They do those styles where you're just like, hey, like you said, if this came in a mixed 4-pack with other stuff, I'd be down for that ride.
That'd be fun.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, because my favorite beer from them, I think, is that Fox in the Snow. Which was like a creek with cherries.
When I was there picking up the cans, I had the miscellaneous one because they recommended it. They were like, oh, it's tasting really good. Yeah. It's from last year, and miscellaneous 2 was also on. It was nice. It was, I don't know, it was very enjoyable. I don't know. That's the only way to describe it. Like, yeah. I love sitting there, drinking it, and I had 0 complaints as I had it, but I don't remember more than just like I like this and I enjoy drinking it.
Yeah, some of those mixed yeast blends kind of remind you of like it has the twists and turns the way a cocktail would, you know, where it's like sweet and sour and just kind of got all these elements in it. Yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Mm-hmm. There was something I was gonna say. Oh yeah, they the other member of Off Color, there's John Lafleur and David Bleitner. He released like a really quick read on brewing with herbs this week.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, and it's interesting because they have an old timey gnome porter, which just kind of an ode to making beer pre-hops. Before hops were in beer, you just used herbs. You're foraging, and then his whole story was about you can find it on Off Color's feeds, just about brewing with spices.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So they do expand like your traditional sense of what flavors should be in beer.
Yeah.
Which, from an experimental kind of like, standpoint, kind of like a, off the beaten path, kind of like, yeah. They're.
I don't know.
What am I trying to say about that?
I know. We talk about it all the time. Like I was in there on Saturday. It was packed. Definitely with people that seem like they must live over there. No one you would normally see at a brewery or beer temple kind of place. It was probably like equal 50-50 guys and girls.
Yeah.
Like it was just like everyone seemed like they were in a group or a couple and everyone was just hanging out, chatting.
Yeah.
It was kind of weird. It was different, not weird. It was
who are these? This turned into the grumpy old man podcast. Who are these weird fucks?
It's not weird. It's just like, there's like, we talk about it a lot. It's like it's a different audience that's coming to Off Color, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah, they're definitely the on the outer edge of the limits of beer around these parts, right? They're definitely more adventurous than most.
And they're bringing new people into beer, and the education process there is like, it's way harder to explain to someone what a Belgian style beer is versus like this is a double dry hopped ale.
Yeah. Yeah, they're in the they seem to since the beginning go in the opposite direction of whatever the trends
Yeah.
are. The only time they didn't do that was with Dino S'mores.
Yeah, we also have some Dino Smores. I believe this is the 2017 Dino S'mores. I don't know. There's no.
Because last year it was 2-pack. It was 2-packs, right?
Yeah, this was a 2-pack. So maybe this was a 2-pack. Here's the box. Maybe it is last year's 2018. Maybe it's 2018.
Yeah, and speaking of packaging, now with these tall boy 4-packs, I think they've explored every possible except for the little buddy.
Little buddy, come on, where's that at?
All you're missing is a little buddy. But they've explored every other possible option available in packaging, right?
Right.
I mean, we've seen them in the big 765s.
Have they done Magnums?
Oh yeah. The only thing we're missing is the
They haven't
Magnum
gone
and the little buddy.
way big and way small.
But you called it. I think you said because they did come out with tiny bottles, but they were bottles. They weren't little buddy cans. They were little bottles.
Well, aren't they fans of the Cornitas?
Cornita, man, that's my
I
jam.
feel like, don't they? They get down with that.
Dude, if you showed up and said today we're drinking Cornitas, I'd be all in.
We've had it. We did a video on the YouTube channel. People should go back and check that
I'd
out.
be all in on some Cornitas.
I think we did that around like Cinco de Mayo.
They're great. They stay cold the whole time. It's only 6 ounces. You look up, it's cold the whole way through, and you're done. It's great. Cornitas.
But I was told that Dino S'mores will be in cans
Right on.
next release. So that's exciting. Like a lot more cans. Anything you would have saw in the 12-ounce bottle
Yeah.
will now be in the 16-ounce cans.
Yeah. So they're rolling with I know they got those gigantic fooders over there, and Dino S'mores coming out probably soon. This year's version.
They'll probably rock that Energy City 2-pack or the 2-pack thing again, but 16-ounce cans. I can see them doing that.
Off Color Brewing. We got to find out what the Gray Mouse's name is. He's got a name.
We just don't know.
We just don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Cheers to them, man. They always, when I was at Great Taste, they had like 23 beers there. When I was at the Capone's customer appreciation party, when everyone's bringing 2 or 3 beers, our brother Off Color had like 10 beers there.
Yeah, okay.
You know, they're not afraid to show up and act a fool at these festivals, which I like, and just bring you a wide range of things you need to taste. So, that's exciting because, like we said, it feels like these runs are so small that, we're not familiar with all their brands by name. you
Yeah.
know, so.
And it was cool this year that Penrose and Off Color took home a medal, and Tom Corder and John Lafler left about the same time. I think there was like a year in between leaving Goose Island, but them both winning this year, that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think the belief was like, hey, what do you want me to do? Like, you are selling to a company that actually stifles experimentation and focuses on, having mass production. Here I am in a space where all I do is experiment. Like, what am I going to do here? And
Yeah.
Tom leaves, Lafler leaves. Yeah, I think that was not too long. It was around that same time that Jared Rubin split from the Brewpub side and started Moody Tongue. This was all right? Or was that?
I think Jared Rubin stuck around for a little while longer because he took Will Turner's spot, and
Yes.
Will got moved to the Goose production before
Rev.
even Rev opened.
Yeah.
So, and at that point, I think Lafler and Tom Corder already left. But I don't know. I'm kind of forgetting my dates now. But I think Jarrett was like a couple years later.
Okay. All right. Right on.
A little more time at the brew pub than, before he went on to Moody Tongue, which
Yeah.
should be opening soon, right?
One would think. I drove by there, and they've got all the Beta Brow. There's a huge Beta Brow mural on the side of the building, and you can that you can see from the expressway. And then there's a digital output that says Moody Tongue, but all the original Beta Brow artwork is still up.
Oh, so maybe it's not soon.
Yeah, so they got a ways. Yeah, I think even the Beta Brow sign on the front of the building with the neon sign, gigantic neon sign, is still up.
Still there?
Yeah. I hope they fix that parking too, because for a long time that block was residential. Like, you needed a permit to park on that block. So
They got to figure that. It was the worst.
yeah, there's no lot across the street.
Across the expressway?
No.
Oh, in
no.
where
Like,
the hospital is?
directly, no. On the other side. Directly in front of the building. There's a lot across the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that a building before? Or no?
It's empty.
Okay.
It's at the end of a block. Because, yeah, you're right. You come down the end of the block, and then, boom, the end of the block is the highway. And across the street, there's an empty lot.
And it's all permit.
When Beta Bra was open, it was all permit. I'm like,
Like, what am I supposed to do here?
yeah, it's deceptive because you can get off at, that stop. It's 22nd Street, but then you got to walk down to 25th. It's a bit of it's kind of out of the way.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, cab. Yeah, you got to drop that 15, get the cab, say fuck it.
All right.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? This is Monday episode.
This becomes like the grumpy old man rant these last couple episodes.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like I am all for whatever's coming.
Yeah.
And I just have more questions about what's
We're going to have to figure out how to hit it and quit it. Like, I was I was listening to a James Brown song. He's like, can we hit it and quit it? And then and then the song ends.
Then it's over. Okay.
Yeah, we got to figure it out. We used to do that.
Yeah, in and out.
Isn't
That's what
it?
we did. But we usually talk about this beer, and then we
Yeah.
get into what we did. But what I did was also picking up this beer, so that kind of
that's fair.
blend it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Dino Smores is tasting pretty good. It has a little bit of like cellar note, not like the cardboard kind of thing going on, but that might be the coffee that has fallen out. Maybe I'm getting that confused. But the coffee is basically kind of mellowed out a lot.
I'm getting Big Baker's chocolate,
Yeah.
which I'm on board with. I had a coffee s'mores like when they for their anniversary last year. It was like coffee s'mores from 2012, 2013 or whatever, and it just went. It felt like the longer you held on to it, it just kind of got more and more bitter. Yeah.
Okay.
But this one's like,
But this is coffee Dino Smores. It's supposed to be coffee.
oh, because Dino S'mores isn't coffee on its own. You're right.
Right.
Dino S'mores is just an imperial. It's the graham cracker.
Yeah.
It's the s'mores.
It's
It's s'mores.
Marshmallow stout.
Marshmallow
yeah.
stout.
But this one has coffee. But that coffee is gone, and it's adding like a weird kind of stale coffee aroma. If you're sitting on a bottle of coffee Dino S'mores from last year, just drink it. If you're sitting on any coffee beer, that is a 6-month kind of thing. Drink that beer. You want the coffee. You bought it because of coffee. They made it because of the coffee. Coffee falls out very fast.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll get lucky, and it'll turn into like a, I sat on like a couple BCSs for like a year with coffee in them, and they just tasted great. They tasted like like a Tootsie Roll.
Okay.
Kinda. The coffee barley wine from last year is pouring real good
Oh, interesting.
right now. Better than when it came out, I think.
But probably not a lot of coffee. in
Exactly, but not coffee
Yeah.
notes. Just like, yeah. And to your point, some coffee beers just go bad. Like I had
Yeah.
a couple like Great Divide coffee stouts you had to pour out. You're like, well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're right.
But yeah. Anyway, that's what we're drinking here. That's part of what I did. That same day, I did go over to Corridor.
Right on.
I hadn't been there in a while. I love that salad, and that burger is delicious.
Let me tell you about this salad.
And the burger is delicious there.
Their burger is good.
Yeah.
I like their outdoor seating. I like their whole vibe.
They had a new hazy, juicy beer on. I opted out of that.
I'm gonna look up some Corridor stats while you're talking.
But I grabbed one of the. They had the Mars enlisted. I wanted to try that, but that was gone as well. Oktoberfest season has come and gone, which is good that they ran out of their beer for that. But ended up with a couple other beers. It definitely tasty, non-hazy stuff, which is really nice to see that they can do that and not just like it's not squeeze it and whatever else is on there.
Yeah, Squeeze It. Squeeze is my favorite one.
But yeah, it was good. Good to stop in. What was that? Saturday evening dinner time, so not too busy, but
You know what's funny is a year ago, Corridor took this was a year ago.
it was-
The other Belgian style, Corridor took a gold last year in other Belgian style for Pour Le Miner. It's a grisette beer with chamomile and lemon peel.
Okay.
Yeah, and
In other Belgium?
yeah, other Belgian style, the same.
So you think this is a grisette?
No. I'm saying there's just other Belgians like a catch-all for
what?
something that's not a Belgian pale. Because this is a Belgian style ale.
Oh,
It's not necessarily a Belgian.
There's an other Belgian style.
Right. So there's what is it? Belgian and French ale category, and then there's an other Belgian ale, which because with the Belgian ales, that's where spices go in, or like this has a wine yeast strain. Mm-hmm. So I guess that's why there's two.
Okay.
Like a catch-all for these other ones that might have these flavors that don't fit Belgian pale category or French
Right.
ale
There's a little
category.
like wild flavors.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, man. They won a medal for a fucking grisette.
And it was a double double
and
haze,
a
right?
double haze.
That same year?
No, different year. Yeah.
I thought they won. Oh, that was
Oh,
the year.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
double haze last year because it was 3 Chicago breweries won in the hazy categories.
Juicy, hazy, imperial, or double India pale ale category.
Okay.
Yeah. Color of life. It was a silver that they won.
They had, I want to say it was moon muffins on this time, and it had, they had Fruity Pebbles in it.
Really?
And someone next to me got it. He's like, yeah, this tastes like Fruity Pebbles. Sounded interesting, but not what I wanted with my burger. I don't want Fruity Pebbles in my burger.
I don't find those beers to be like, like even the haze. I'm like, I can't really get down with hazy beers with food.
Okay, yeah. Nice. Cool. But yeah, it was a good little stop. I basically went from Off Color to Corridor.
Corridor is the gem of that little trio of breweries they got. Dry Hop was the original. Their burger, that special day, the Barman's Banquet, burger shot beer, can't be beat. It's delicious. And then there's Roebuck next door, the pizza joint. Mm-hmm. I mean, those are fine, but Corridor is the gem in that situation.
You've gone to the pizza place. I haven't gone yet, so I can't.
Yeah, I mean it's decent.
Okay.
But
you went on like an opening.
That's true. That's true. I liked it. I don't know, man. When I'm in there, it kind of feels, a little, like a modern dive bar kind of. You've seen joints like this, like
Lone Wolf.
Lone Wolf, Bandit, and West Loop. It's got a West Loop vibe where it's it's edgy, but it all feels kind of, it feels a little distressed.
Fake distress, like
intentionally distressed, not like it's been here for a while, right?
Yeah.
Brad's coming in with the high heat, but nothing in their lineup it tops what they do at Corridor.
Yeah,
everything about it I think is great. I fucks with that place.
So that was a good little stop, good little Saturday for me. That was all I did. Picked up cans.
Right on. You were putting in that work. Some handsome photos there.
Yeah, I had to get it. It wasn't looking too good on our Instagram. People were like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, man.
What about you? What'd you make it out to?
Cheers to the Beer Temple. I went there.
I've heard about that place.
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've heard about that place as a man whose office is less than a mile away. I saw Coffee Eugene on Cask on one of their tweets, so I slid on over there, man.
Nice.
I even made a stop next door to the Avondale Coffee House, man.
Oh,
yeah, the little DJ was in there spinning. It's cute.
Coffee place?
Yeah, it's the old Beer Temple.
Oh, that's right. I feel like
it's weird. Beer Temple moved literally next door.
Yeah.
And they got the tiniest fucking. For this to have 5 businesses in this little thing, they got the tiniest parking lot I've ever seen in my life. It's funny.
Well, Beta Bra has or now Moody Tongue has the biggest brewery. They have no parking.
Dude,
so
they gotta fix that shit, man. We talk about it all the time, man. I'm all about going to a neighborhood that's not, not Wicker, not Ravenswood, not Logan, or West Loop, or Monroe.
Yeah.
I want to go to the other neighborhoods and just show love, man. So we can be a powerful city in every corner. But you got this big ass brewery with a 30-barrel system, 2 different restaurant concepts. One's a fine dining, and no fucking parking.
Right. Look at Lagunitas has plenty of parking. That place,
Yeah.
you will always be able to park there.
They even cut down they cut the shop, like they narrowed it down to like maybe a fourth of what it was to add more seating.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it gets wild over there for Riot Fest. It's insane.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
The shop.
The shop. They had a shop on that level. Yeah. I love that
That's
space.
right.
Man.
They did have a lot of stuff to buy.
The largest brewery in the history of Chicago, 1 television. It's great.
Okay.
They're like, fuck your TV. It's over there in the corner. You come here to drink. It's great. What were we talking about, man? We were talking about Beer
adventures.
Temple. Yeah. Shout out to Coffee Eugene. Had that on cask. Quite nice.
Okay.
Just chocolatey, smooth deliciousness.
Okay, nice.
Nothing to report there. Yeah. Oh, and then I made it out to 3 Floyds this weekend.
To Indy, I thought you were not crossing the border again.
I had a $250 fucking ticket in Indiana. Scott's law. Apparently, if there's someone pulled over, you have to switch lanes. You can't be in the lane next to the guy that's pulled over. So yeah, I vowed to never go to Indiana again. And then I went to go see my mom and ended up at fucking 3 Floyds.
Right. The problem with saying you're not going to go to Indiana, 3 Floyds is there, and it makes it very hard.
Dude, because you pull up their list and, all the beers you love since you got into beer, like Moloko Stout is on draft and Monster Fest is on. And,
Oh, yeah.
Quanto, which is a triple IPA that I've had before that I really dug.
Man, Moloko Stout is so good.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude. Oh, and then Brewdoo's on.
Oh, Brewdoo's on? Oh, yeah, because it's wet hop season.
It's wet hop season.
We're over here drinking these Belgian-inspired hay.
There's Oktoberfest beers, there's pumpkin beers, and then there's wet hop beers, and I go wet hop all day. It's my favorite category. So all these beers are on. There's Barrel Aged Behemoth to go. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Floyd's. That's into that.
Yeah.
Shout out to Holly. I saw Holly over there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She said she started as the person. Now she's got an office at the Whole Foods. The old Whole Foods is now their distro, Floyd's distro. I don't know, a couple miles away. She said she started as the person who folded the boxes for their 4-packs.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Now she's got an office.
Yeah, Holly's been with Floyd's forever. I think when we were at Dark Lord Day, she said people often ask her once a year, like, can I get into Dark Lord Day?
Yeah.
And then that is the next text she will get from them or the next message. So she was like, screw you guys. Like, I don't.
It's 12 months in a year.
Like,
and this is the only fucking text I get?
Just
Yeah, there it is right there.
Just be a good person.
And,
like, say hi or whatever. Like, that's all you got to do. It's not that hard.
I've lost faith in humanity, Brad. We've talked about this before. Oh, she said she's been there 11 years.
That's great.
Yeah. And then there's a DJ who I saw him spinning at Dark Lord Day. He's been there for 11 years. Oh, so we were talking about, just the history of the joint and how the distillery looks totally different from the pub. So if you've never been to the pub, you're probably expecting something different, right? Like, I don't know, but I've,
From the pub?
from the distillery.
Oh, I've never been to the distillery.
Right. So it's a treat. You should probably, it's definitely worth the hang. But Floyd's has been brewing since like 96. And so I thought that's how long the pub's been open. But the pub didn't open until 2006, which I didn't know. Yeah. And then they kind of, so some of the veteran crew from the pub is now working at the distillery or just hanging out at the distillery. Like Holly was just hanging out at the distillery. And
well, I think she lives over there. There's not much to do. You're in Indiana.
Yeah, you got a couple options, right? You got
There's a little more than there was a few years ago, but
yeah, you got Windmill, which is like down the street. That's a brewery, but all they make is haze.
Right.
Like I haven't had a beer from them. You go there, it's like 9 beers that are all fucking haze.
And you work at 3 Floyds, you're probably gonna get to drink at a free or discount.
You're good on beer, yeah. If you work at Floyd's,
So why
would you go to another brewery?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. There's what else is over there?
Like 18th Street's not too far.
Yeah, it's in Hammond. No,
Yeah.
not terribly. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what you do if you live in Indiana, Brad. I think you probably get tickets. That's what I
Get a
get.
lot of tickets?
That's what I got when I went to fucking. Oh, but no, what were we talking about? Yeah, we were talking about like
The distillery is totally different. Like I
It's
hear
totally-
it's super nice. Like
Yeah.
I only picture it like the Surly brew pub there, like just kind of like this amazing, clean, giant space.
It's a lot. I don't want to use the word fancy, but it's very polished in a way that you didn't really expect. It's kind of like it's very theatric. Like there's this gorgeous it's almost like the set from a film, a film that's got that had a pretty decent budget, right? Like like some kind of Scandinavian forest and some kind of weird palace and like the people who live in the forest or something. It's just it's strange, man. I can't describe it.
All right, I got it.
I can't describe it.
But you didn't take pictures and post them.
I didn't. I also didn't do that because I was fucking drunk. Oh, sorry. So they they got a gin, they got whiskey, they got aquavit, and yeah, man. I think like one of their gins is $70.
What?
Yeah, there's one that's 55. There's one that's 70.
Like a bottle?
Yeah, and then there's a whiskey that you can only have there that you can't buy. So they are not fucking around with you, Brad.
Interesting.
They're doing like, you go like I got my half acre hot dog T-shirt.
Yeah.
That's $30 T-shirt.
Oh, you got them? They
Got
sent
it.
them out?
Yeah, got it. It's quite
Nice,
nice.
okay.
I'm a huge fan. Yeah, but yeah, like I'm not mad at all if you can create a market for your if you got a niche where people are gonna drop 30 for a T-shirt or drop 70 for gin, then more power to you.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like
But,
can't hate on
I'm
that.
not gonna knock it. But they are not fucking around with you, Brad. You got to pay to hang out in this joint. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I haven't gone to Three Floyds since Dark Lord Day. I'd love to check it out again. I feel like I should probably try to go like with my family or something like that. Like go with some other people. Like me just going with the wife or someone else. It's like, all right, we're gonna have a couple beers and then head back. It's less of a experience and it's more just like, yeah, we drove real far for some beer.
Yeah, I will say this, and we're talking about the now that I'm saying it out loud, it kind of makes sense. I was surprised by like the prices at the pub were interesting because you can get like you can get a full pour. Was $5 for a lot of these beers. They had a
Nice.
new IPA on called Backhanded Panther, and I think in the caption it said 2012 wants its IPA back. Just kind of
Okay. A little.
like a throwback. It's a throwback
Yeah.
IPA. And then like a lot of their beers for the full pour were $5 for the full pour, 9 pint 16 ounce
Nice.
pour,
I like that.
and then the 5 ounce pour was $2
Oh, cool.
on a lot of their stuff. And then that makes sense because if you do like if you're hanging out there and then you want to go check out the
Distillery.
then you're not getting your pants pulled down over what you just did in Munster, right?
Right.
Like it all kind of balances out. Now that I think about it, it kind of makes sense.
That's good. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I always, even going to Dark Lord Day, it's like, Dark Lord's what, 13%? 11,
Yeah,
13? It's like, great. I'm going to have like, I can have 2 beers or I can have a Dark Lord. Like, what's this ratio?
Oh, you can't really
versus
dance
me?
with everything.
Yeah, what's my ratio for like me making sure I get home safe and not get a ticket trying to leave Indiana?
Dude, and this fucking cop, he had the little mustache, he had the stupid haircut. He's like, oh yeah, this is Scott's Law. There will be a fine. He was like so excited to tell me that, there's gonna be a fucking fine. But yeah, it's dope. I think they had a soft open in May where they just kind of said on their social media, hey, we're open, and then they had a proper open in June. So here we are, October. So like people are catching on, and people are kind of like, man, had I known, people coming in from New York for 2 days, had I known this was here, I would have changed my trip and hung out here longer. So they're finding their way between the two because they're not. Yeah, it's got the same name, but they're totally different concepts. Like I hung out at the distillery my first time there, and they played Sidney Lauper like 3 songs in a row.
Okay.
And that's some shit that'll never go down at the pub. So it's a really nice 1-2 step that they got
balance.
going over there.
I'm
And then
gonna check it out.
Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say on Floyd's. Yeah.
All right.
Fuck. Oh, I got one more thing.
Yeah.
Got a Flanders with cherries. Right.
At Floyd's.
From Floyd's, and it's
Okay.
in a bottle. It's the artist formerly known as Big Titty Assassin. Yeah, and they changed the name to Cherry Canis Invertus.
That makes a lot more sense. There's a lot of people probably like,
You know, they
That's
want
not cool.
they want an all-inclusive thing. So John Hall, you know, no relation. He All About Beer column in 2017 talked about, you know, the most sexist names in craft beer. You know, I
Yeah.
think Sex and Candy from 18th Street was on there. Big Titty Assassin. When I saw Big Titty Assassin, I'm like, how the fuck did y'all get away with this shit? This shit say Big Titty Assassin, vertical letters on the fucking bomber. Like, how did y'all do that?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody from Big Minds was on that list.
Oh, Bitch Slap.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a beer from Kings and Convicts called King's Bitch. Like, if you dive a little bit, there's like there's some aggressive fucking names on these things. Yeah. But they changed the name in response to that article.
Cool.
Yeah, and yeah, that's it, man.
As they should. They should have changed it in not response, but yeah, that's good. That's got changed. Nice. Huh. Man. All right. Cool. So some good little stops. Although we like missed two of the major things that were happening this past weekend.
Yeah, what do we miss, Brad?
FestivAle. Our girl Heather.
Cheers to Heather Kundert. She's been on the show at least twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope people went to this. This is a great cause. And
This was at Artifacts.
yeah, where Brewers Eve is, right?
Yeah, on Ravenswood.
Yeah, it's a great space. So
It's the where's the joint that you got married at?
Savage One.
It's the Salvage One of the North.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's cool. And then we missed the Dovetail Begyle Oktoberfestiversary.
Yeah, we missed that. Yeah. So
That was a 2-day thing. We had that.
we had 2 days.
We had 2 days. Like day number 1, you're like, I should go, and day number 2, you're like, I'm not going. Yeah.
Day number 2, you're just like, I just want to see what happens, right? Like, you're like, I don't know, man. You know?
We messed up. We did some good stops, but we missed those 2 things.
Yeah, man. I just played. You know, I got whooped in NBA 2K by my nephews this
Okay.
weekend. Yeah. Saw my mom. That's about all I did.
But I saw you tweet about that Chicago, I forget their name. The shirt.
Oh, the Shy Boys.
Shy Boys,
Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to the Shy Boys, man, because they had you know, they were just like at every festival you can think of. Then they went and got like a decommissioned milk truck and put the Shy Boys, and they decked it out in Shy Boys gear. So
Okay.
they really like went from that, you know, just really small entrepreneur thing to, hey, we landed on a video game.
Right. So they're a
Which is
little
good for
bit
them.
supreme of Chicago kind of thing.
Yeah, and they have cool stuff. I got one with the flag. The flag was vertical, and part of it was burning. That was a shirt I used to wear on the brew bus all the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it just kind of spoke to some of the issues in Chicago. You know, where like up here is nice and the flag is nice and pristine, and over here on the west side of the flag and the south side of the flag's burning.
Okay.
Yeah, it was dope. They make really cool stuff. Yeah,
Neat.
so cheers to
Dig
that.
it. Yeah. Cool. All right. So coming up this week, what do we got happening? What should people check out?
Man, you know the good folks up in Highland Park,
Ravinia?
Ravinia, the Steep Ravine Infusion Festival, Brad. That's Saturday at noon. They're going to have 4 bands. And then I looked at the layout. They got 9 different beers that they're going to infuse. Well, they have infusing stations where you can show up and, you know,
The different taco flavors.
you can play with the beer. And there will be tacos.
This is Chipotle flavor, guacamole flavor. That should be cool. Like we still haven't made it over to Ravinia that's opening in the Old Ale Syndicate space
Yeah.
to do an interview. We'll definitely be doing that. Their tacos at the Highland Park location are amazing. Nice little quiet street right off the train there. So it's like easy to get to too. Like if
Yeah.
you want to bike too, it's right off the path.
That's true. You know, as the weather gets colder, or really just any weekend, you know, these little excursions outside of the city are always cool.
Yeah.
You know, this is kid friendly. They won't be selling tickets. Let's see what else. Yeah, and everything you said. Oh, there's going to be 4 bands there as well.
Nice.
So this will be a good hang. You know, I was up. I went to Highwood this weekend, or last week, and I went to Ravinia, not Ravinia, but to Promiscuous. The Promiscuous up north.
Oh, that's right. So I saw a picture of the different breweries.
Right.
Here.
So, and you know, they're selling the map, like at the original location, but the whole wall, instead of a picture of, hand drawn picture of the map, there's just like this timeline of all these breweries.
Yeah.
And it's impressive how many breweries opened in 2012 and 12 through 15, I think is the biggest window.
Well, I think didn't Mike Zoller recently tweet like 2020 maybe even bigger?
There was an absurd amount of breweries that opened in 2012.
That's cool.
Yeah. So.
All right, so you got to make it up to Ravinia or Highland Park. Go to Ravinia.
Yeah, if you're up there, yeah.
Anything else going on?
Yeah, 2012 and 2013.
Were the years?
Yeah.
It's kind
15.
of,
15 in 2012 and then 30 in 2013.
whoa,
That's insane. So
That's a lot of
you're talking damn near 50 breweries in 2 years.
shit. Okay.
And this is Chicago land.
Yeah.
You know, not Chicago proper. But yeah. Right.
Nice. Anything else people should check out then?
You know, Death Star is this weekend.
Oh, that's right. The releases or the first release, right?
Yeah. So this is here we go, Brad. We're in the season of the revolution, man. They're so smart for stretching this out like this. So I think the first release is this Friday,
Okay.
and so that's on the 18th. So that's Death Star, Cafe Deeth, and Death by Plums.
Cool.
And according to the guys, you know, Josh Deeth is the founder of Revolution, chairman of the party is his title. You can go, you can say Death Star or Deeth Star. The pronunciation can vary. So
Okay.
Death by Plums, Deeth Star, Cafe Deeth, you can go either way. Cafe
Okay.
Death, either way you can go. So yeah, I'm interested in this for the tap list. You know,
Okay. So you're gonna check it out, you think?
I think so.
Nice.
I've never been. I'm scared. People show up for their parties start like in the middle of the day on a Friday, and people go nuts. You see the line, and you're like, man,
So you called in sick.
I'm gonna
Coming down with something.
stretch out all those vacay days, all those they're PTO days now. They don't even classify them anymore. It used to be sick day, vacay day. Now it's just PTO.
Whatever you need.
Whatever
Yeah.
you need.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Might be questions asked, but we shouldn't ask. Nice. So this will be the first one. You can buy cans in the 4-packs.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And then we'll be over there towards the end of the month doing a podcast.
I like that.
So we got find out kind of what's happening, kind of get the lay of the land, what came to be, what's coming. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah.
Anything else?
That's all I got, Brad.
All right.
Ravinia and Revolution.
Nice. Any news before we get out of here? Our rambles.
The Drunken Old Man Ramble podcast.
Not even drunk. We just ramble a lot. Drinking a 6% beer and like sharing a Dino Smores.
Yeah, we got One City Films, who we've had on the show.
Oh yeah.
They are the producers of the documentary.
Fuck your hair.
Yeah, Fuck Your Hair.
Yeah.
The Five Rabbit documentary. They got 3 Emmy nominations.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so there's a Emmy documentary Emmy category. So their categories were Best Documentary Program, Best Programming Promos, and Best Directing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. I should make sure I'll share the episode again on our feeds to check it out and hear what they had to say. Like, that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, good job by them. And then they're super cool. They were super cool, the One City Film guys. They gave us those koozies that kind of felt like, like the tiki-inspired koozies,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Those like weird, like they were like the bags that the mall come in.
I don't know where they are. Yeah. They're around here somewhere.
What else? CN Traveler, that's Condé Nast, the Traveler website. They had their 2019 Reader's Choice Awards. Best large city in USA, Chicago came in first place there. Yeah.
Not surprised. Yeah.
No, I'm not surprised either. Good job by them. Good job by them.
Picking the right answer.
Yeah, but also, man, and it's kind of in relation to that. There was another website where like they picked Chicago to be like, God damn it, Brad, I should be more prepared than this, man.
It's Mondays, we're way off our game.
Yeah, fucking Mondays. We'll come back to that. But yeah, there was there was this article, 2019 Best Foodie Cities in America, right, by Wallet Hub. Wallet Hub had these, they had these categories. So the city for the number one for affordability and accessibility of highly rated restaurants was Chicago.
Okay.
Right. And then also 19th for craft breweries and wineries per capita.
19th?
19th. Yeah. Per capita, though. Yeah, Chicago's at 3 million people.
Yeah,
a town like San Diego's got like what, 500,000 people?
It's not 5.
You know what I mean? Right. Like Portland's got a ton of breweries, and like
Yeah.
way less people.
Okay.
Oh, Chicago was third in grocery stores, number one for coffee and tea shops per capita.
Well, Dark Matter has like 20 shops.
You know, we're drinking a beer with coffee in it right now, right? But yeah, I thought that was interesting, man. Like, yeah. So, number one for accessibility to highly rated restaurants. You know, we like to eat, we like to drink in this joint.
Yeah.
Apparently, we like coffee and tea too. Oh yeah. Anyway, Octopi up in Wisconsin. That's the contract brewery
Okay.
that was founded by the guy who was a co-founder of Five Rabbit, Isaac Shawaki. They announced $11 million expansion this week.
Shit.
Yeah, and apparently their expansion revolves around other alcoholic beverages that are not beer.
So seltzer.
Seltzer and non-alcoholic beverages too. They're going to make sodas. Yeah. So apparently, you know, in 2018, sales were down 1% for craft beer overall. There's a saturated market with 7,000 breweries. So they said they saw this coming and they wanna expand, but the whole expansion is all around having this mix of an offering.
Did people forget, like they forgot that cigarettes cause cancer, vaping? They're like, oh, soda is fine too. We're gonna make more soda. So let's go.
Soda, man. Every time I think of soda, well, you know, we drink so much beer and so much coffee. Like I
Yeah.
cut soda out.
Yeah.
And then that combined with like you see all these weird like hacks where you can like pour Coke in your toilet, Coca-Cola,
Yeah.
and it like cleans your toilet.
Right, stuff like
Like,
that. You're like,
You know, like it gets the rust off of like nails and shit if you just drop it. So I'm like, yeah, man, that's the one thing. I'm gonna cut that out.
yeah,
Yeah. So, but yeah, man, $11 million expansion.
non-alcoholic thing. So yeah, it would be like any sort of soda or pop or I don't even know what else would. I guess like LaCroix too, like
Yeah,
non-alcoholic ciders.
exactly. Yeah. So, good for them.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, beer is stagnant. Even though more breweries are opening, beer sales are stagnant. I mean, the story of the year is fucking No Laws, you know?
No laws.
The fucking White Claw.
Oh,
Yeah. No, yeah, that's the story of the year. I mean, just
I guess you think that does not carry through to the winter, in my opinion.
it's got such a cult. It's it's such a cult thing.
Who wants White Claw in the winter?
I don't know, man. If I'm hungover, I might pound a claw. You know.
I guess.
But my limit on Naturdays and claws is like 2.
right.
I'm done. I can't have more than 2.
Yeah, it's like an in between drink for me. Like
Yeah.
maybe I would have had water.
Yeah.
It almost replaced water, which is like the worst. Like I should just drink this water.
Until one of these, accessible fancy restaurants that Chicago has, like, creates a cocktail where that makes me want to have more than 2.
I guess.
I'm rolling with 2.
I feel like who should get on this is Band of Bohemia, because Michael over there was doing those sodas at Half Acre back in the day. He should do some seltzers. I think that would be key over there. I think be fun.
Some craft seltzers, man. I'm in. Finally, in news, Goose Island's Prop Day, of course, is a lottery. So everyone who won the lottery has been notified.
Did you win?
No, and I never win, Brad. I enter every year. And I always get told to go scratch. However, this year, there's a surprise announcement by founder of Goose Island, John Hall, who
Still alive, by the way.
alive and kicking, John Hall. He's on that. He's on the Mount Rushmore. If there's a Mount Rushmore
beer?
of Chicago beer,
Of Chicago beer.
John Hall's on it. And
Who else would be on it?
Crowley,
Those are the 2 right now. We're still working on
Cuddy.
them. Oh, okay.
There's
And
3.
So there's a 4th spot.
There's a 4th spot. It's just like the 4th wall at
Still
around the
like-
bend.
What's it gonna be? Who's gonna take that crown?
But definitely those 3. Yeah. Oh, but there was a video that came out today that said, "Hey, we hear you loudly, and we hear you saying, hey, that you enter Prop Day, and you suck because you didn't get in. So here's a chance for you to win tickets to Prop Day."
Yeah.
Yeah, and Prop Day is on November 17th. If you write a letter, a Dear John letter, professing your love to Bourbon County Stout, they're gonna pick the best one, and they'll send you to Prop Day.
Nice.
So.
Really, they have so much Bourbon County. that they need you to buy it. It was a cool little video. I saw that though.
I like that, you know, and it was like sealed with a kiss.
Yeah, they stole the mailbox.
I'm like, you guys are nuts. And it's like the old school, like it's the pen that you dip. Probably got a feather at the end of it. It's a feather tip pen that they're right. It's a nice video.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Goose Island.
Even though you weren't chosen, you still
Yeah.
to love hate.
Yeah. You're making me. I feel like I'm on the leather couch. You're making me face my issues here, Brad. Yeah, it's love hate with those guys. Yeah.
We should just drink our 20. I probably have like a 2012 Bourbon County and be like, we need to go to prop day. That's our letter.
Or create a burner account. There was a lady, Beer Babe Jess. She's on Twitter.
Yeah.
And somebody who like she didn't know like professed their love for Beer Babe Jess and demanded that Goose Island let her in the prop day. I thought it was so funny.
For her?
For her. Like she's doing phenomenal work in the beer, and you need to let her in the prop day. And it's a travesty if she's not there.
Was Goose just like, sure. All right.
They're like, sure thing, pal. She can write a Dear John letter.
Fine.
It didn't like I was a Dear John. It's cool. The whole thing is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. So, that's it for news, man.
Cool. All right. Well, we're recording this on a Monday, so you should get it early in the week because I am off to Belgium and Spain. So
man.
Look for some very fun photos on our Instagram from Cantillon and as well as some Spanish breweries.
That's gonna be fun, man. I'm super jealous.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fun times ahead for.
Unfortunately for Nick, I am not checking a bag, so there'll be no exotic beers coming back.
You know.
Unless I mail it with what? They got FedEx or do you gotta use DHL?
Brad, just DHL some goddamn Cantillon already, some Swanza.
So look for those on our feeds. But Nick, where can people find you? Get in touch when we're not here.
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD, Chicago Beer Pass. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter, website, Facebook, and we'll be back next week with another episode. And then Revolution.
Are we doing next week?
Yeah, maybe Wednesday or later in the week.
All right, that works.
All right,
Cool.
All right, take care.
Cheers.